So lightning has been Blizzard enhanced with a wider and thicker visualization. We have the technical alpha learnings. So what did they get as feedback for the technical alpha? What did they take to heart? What are they going to change? What are they going to keep the same? Let's go ahead and go through it. I've only read some of this so far. This is going to be a pretty honest, immediate reaction to what it is. And let's get into it. So lightning has been Blizzard enhanced with a wider and thicker visualization. A lot of people were saying that just electricity in general was kind of thin and not very present in the new graphics for D2R and the technical alpha. I honestly thought it all looked really cool. Quite frankly, I thought it looked really cool. I like the change, but I get why it wasn't quite hitting home for a lot of people who are looking for that really authentic original experience. So it looks like they're going to be beefing that up. I think it's a good move just to keep as many people happy as possible, but personally, I liked it. As you can see with Blizzard felt non-existent. Again, I like the direction. It was kind of cool. It kind of looks like a Kingdom Hearts, like Sora's waiting and, you'd have like things falling behind him. It's like, make your choice, keyholder. But now I think it looks a lot cooler. I'm going to have to get used to the fact that it's like so slanted, but it looks more like a blizzard is coming in and hitting you. So I definitely like that as well. So this is really, really important. For whatever reason, they made being chilled or frozen or having cold damage done to you teal. I don't know why they went with teal. They made it blue. Blue is good. Blue is what frozen is. So that's really good. This looks a lot better. Okay, yeah, so mana and health seemed to take a really long time to occur. And also rejuvenation potions didn't look like they instantly healed you. So I'm glad that they're fixing that. It's just like potions looked like they were healing slower, which is like bad in an emergency. You're like, oh, geez, I need to be healing. Why am I healing so slowly? So I really appreciate that. Now, these icons look amazingly better. Honestly. Potions look so much better. Gems look so much better. I really like where they went with the gems. I like this. I think this looks a lot more distinct and harkens back a lot more to the original look, or what the original look was kind of going for. I think this is a really, really good change here. This was just, it was too much. This is what happens when you make something too realistic, in my mind. Like, this more muted kind of look is just a lot more what I was hoping these would look like coming back with the new graphics. Skulls, I definitely think that skulls, these ones were like too hard to really tell apart. I think this looks a lot better. I did like the coloration because this is more natural for what a skull would look like, that decaying yellowing effect. But I like this as well. It definitely harkens back more to what it used to look like, which again is just a lot of feedback that people were giving the entire time. Yeah, these were not my favorite changes. This one also is just kind of weird. I didn't like that it was kind of curvy and imperfect in shape. This looks a lot better. I like this bow. Like, quite frankly, I like this bow. This looked a little bit too, how do you say it? Like dystopian future. Kind of like, yeah, I had like a real shield that like got scraped down on paint. I like this. This is it's a better return to the visualization from the original graphics as well. This is really, really big. Having items always show. So this is show all items, basically. As opposed to toggling it like you typically would with, left alt. I make it spacebar, but with left alt. Now they're saying you can have them always show items on the ground. Now that's cool, but keep in mind, especially when playing on higher player settings, your cow map is going to be wall to wall covered in items. This works really well if you have a filter, an item filter system. But I think while some people are going to love this, I'm probably not going to have item label display on permanently unless they introduce an item filtering system that's customizable. Shared stash having 3 tabs is huge. That's so good. Having to move all the items that you want on one character into one shared stash and then pick them up from a different character and then move different items that you want for a different character. Having 3 shared stash tabs is huge. That's an awesome change. I really, really like that. Ooh, having items automatically show comparison as opposed to toggling comparison. I think this will be really good on like your mobile game console, especially on the Switch. But I'm probably not going to have the compare tooltip up the entire time. It's a little bit too D3 for me. And on top of that, there are just so many different types of items in D2 where comparing them doesn't really do you any good. But again, a quality of life change. I know people are going to like this. I like that they're having it as an option, which is really good. This is really important. So the auto map, your map for the game was blurry. Like when you had it, if you had it too bright, it obscured vision. If you had it too faded, it became very, very blurry. And it seemed to just obscure the actual screen itself rather than allow you to read the minimap. It was really disoriented, especially coming from the speedrunning perspective and coming at this from using the old map where it was very clean, very clear. Even when you had it reduced in opacity, it was very clear, easy to read. I hope whatever they have implemented has resolved those issues for the map. Making the map options easier to read is also just great. I don't think this was a huge issue, but you know, if it was an issue for people, they got enough feedback to warrant it. I'm glad they simplified it for people. Clock has been added. Let's go. That's good. Having a clock in is good. I like that. So this is the biggest problem for me right now. Loading screens, character vulnerability and time. So apparently the loading screens were intentional and it was supposed to create a better gameplay experience. Characters will no longer spawn in a hostile place until the game is fully loaded. Very important. Very important. There were so many times that the loading time took so long that Duriel would just kill me before I had even entered the new map area. The overall load time will be faster. Okay, that's good. We want the load time to be faster. We kind of want the load time to be 0 if we can manage that. But apparently there's an intentional load time between different areas, meaning an intentional load time between waypoints and town portals, where at least you won't be loaded into the area until the screen is done. But load times in general are just, I think, an unnecessary change. I don't know if this has to do with the server stability. I don't know if this is how they are managing some other issues, or if they got feedback that said that loading screens were good. Maybe it harkens back to Diablo 1 or something. I don't know, but I want them to get rid of all the load times. It absolutely kills the speedrun. And I think it just makes gameplay worse in general. But they made them faster. I guess that's good. We've removed the extra grunts and yelps that were initially added. Thank you. All the characters had additional weird sounds that they were making that were clearly and distinctly different from the original voice actors. And it was just weird hearing them, and they just popped up randomly, and you're like, what is this adding to the experience? So I'm excited about that. What's next? All right, so this is a lot. Be able to experience these latest changes firsthand in the beta, right? So the beta is going to be coming up pretty soon in August. So after the beta for PC, it looks like we're going to be able to do the beta on console as well. So that is sick. So we're going to be able to play 5 classes in the beta: Amazon, Barbarian, Paladin, Sorceress, and Druid. That leaves Assassin and Necromancer off the table for now. I'm not exactly sure what might be causing that. They are pretty intricate and probably difficult to code characters. They have a lot of unique effects. They have a lot of unique visuals. We've been seeing a lot of the Necromancer in the ads that have run for the game. And then a bunch of well wishes. Excited to see it, honestly. I think a lot of this feedback is really good. I think they took to heart a lot of the things that we really cared about. A lot of the visualization, a lot of audio cues, The map was huge. The shared stash, now that they've opened up the floodgates for the shared stash, they should make it as robust as possible. I think they're going to keep getting feedback like that. What do we love to do? We love to collect every single item in the game. Just let us do it. It's a 20-year-old game. These things are kilobytes in size. I imagine it wouldn't be too difficult to allow us to have more space, but I'm excited that they're adding more to it at all. I'll take what we can get. And then I look forward to seeing everybody in the beta. So if you thought that any of these changes weren't great, let me know in the comments down below. I think everything that they've done is really good. Other than acquiescing to the lightning changes, I like how electricity looks. Let me know, do you think that electricity looked too small or thin or wimpy, or if you thought it looked really clean and sleek like I did? But yeah, give me all of your feedback. What do you think they should focus on next? What do you think they didn't cover here? What have they alluded to, and what do you think they specifically tried to avoid? I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next one.